They're like,
She
maybe.
still wants them to see the beauty that is her when she's 90, wrinkly, old. Yes, that is what true love is. The adventure continues with Love is Blind, and I do not mean adventure continues because we have done Love is Blind before. I mean the adventure continues with the madness that is reality TV that is saying that they're trying to find love, that they're really just trying to get ratings, that no one ends up together. Yes, all that madness. But first, make sure you follow, comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you make sure you get those notifications when new videos come out, as well as share. I definitely appreciate it. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be looking at that live show. We're almost halfway there, so we're getting it, and I definitely appreciate the support. Thank you so much. So this bunch is a fun one, and I have not watched this show since season 1, so this is me coming back to it, not really remembering what was going on with it. But it is like every other love show, reality show. The difference is that, of course, instead of like Married at First Sight, where you get married, but you do see each other at the altar, when you're talking, trying to get to know each other, all you go on is their voice. Now, granted, it did not stop some people for it revealing, if you will, what they kind of look like in some way. Some people had some interesting takes. Some people were trashed for what they said, and I don't believe they should have been. But will it last? No, of course it ain't going to last. What was it? I don't know about the other seasons, but in season 1, one person lasted. And I will give them credit because I believe they are still together. But either way, none of them are going to last. And if any of these personalities are an indication, yeah, we ain't seeing no one together at the end of this.
For sports teams, and a lot of
I dance
times,
for a lot of
guys
sports team.
will really just judge me based off that alone.
Oh, they judge you off being dancing for sports teams. Okay, so you're kind of a little bit full of yourself. Now, that is my first impression of her. Shifts a little bit as we go on, but just saying, you seem like you're a little full of yourself in that moment.
Oh, she's a dancer, she's a cheerleader.
Oh yeah,
I want
dancer,
something
cheerleader.
deeper. Let the outside just be like the cherry on top.
Yeah,
I'm a
exactly.
big guy into fitness. I feel like a lot of women judge me before they get to know my inner personality.
I'm a big guy. He's like, I got like big muscles, man, do a lot of steroids, but people need to judge me for my inside. Like, like a candy bar, the good center. Okay, see, again, my personality or not my personality, my opinion shifts a little bit on him too as we go forward. But first impressions are a little crazy when you seem like you're a little full of yourself and saying, well, everyone just thinks I'm the most awesome person, so, like, I don't know what to do. Like, yeah.
Looking for in a marriage.
Best friend on paper, but also huge sexual, emotional attraction.
Are you like a menopause?
Huge sexual, emotional attraction. Yeah, so,
People judge me on my muscles.
See, there he goes again.
Mullet.
That's what I'm talking
think
about.
I'm
People judge me. That's his go-to when he's coming in. People judge me on my muscles. I'm like, all right, dude, are you here because you're trying to find love, or are you here to point out over and over again that you're a gym rat? Listen, I love the gym. I love working out. So I'm with you there, but I'm not going around like, God, it's just so hard. Like, my wife loves me for my muscles, and I don't know how I deal with my life. Like, come on, man. Enough of that. Now, like I said, a little bit changes with this guy. So give him a little bit of time, but in the beginning, not the best first impression. All right, she's asking him what makes him happy. And listen, obviously he's starting to show a little bit of personality, but this last one, if you're a guy, you get it.
a fresh cut lawn.
A fresh cut lawn. If you're a guy, you understand that. Something about cutting the grass and having a fresh cut lawn and smelling it and everything, it just makes you smile. I don't know what it is, but that's the test of a real man. That's one test. There's many tests. One, enjoying a fresh cut, getting joy out of fresh cut grass. I don't know what it is about it. I understand, dude. This is where my opinion starts to shift a little bit on him. Now, this is Mathew. He ends up being one of the more entertaining people in it because I don't want to spoil it. I assume you've probably watched the whole episode, but just good God, man. Good God.
Written down and they're numbered 1 through 15.
Okay.
So if you want, you can pick a number.
He's written questions down 1 through 15.
What is something you think you excel at in relationships?
My loyalty and
answers.
devotion to my partner.
Okay.
What about you?
Oh, listen.
You know, I was just going to ask the questions. I wasn't really anticipating getting the same one back.
Oh.
What on earth do you think this is, man? He wrote down all these questions for them to answer, but when someone says, "Hey, what do you think about that?" he decides, well, this was unexpected. The reaction is the key. The reaction is the key.
Oh my God.
Look,
This dude talking to the wall. This experiment, I didn't really know
He's
what to
walking
expect. But I knew it was
out.
going to be incredibly hard. You know, having conversations about our emotions.
What are you
is probably
talking
not
about,
somewhere
man?
Where I would excel.
Hello.
yes, you won't excel about conversations with emotions. I get it. I'm not the most emotional guy. But you asked a question, and when someone simply said, "Hey, what do you think about that?" you walked out. This should have been the red flag. Now, I admit he fooled me for a minute later on in, it might have been episode 2. I don't remember exactly. It might have been this one, episode 2. He fooled me a bit. But obviously, this guy, that's all I'm going to say. This guy.
I can relate to those reservations.
Now, he did the same
100%.
thing. He asked the
you're
same
gonna be
question,
judged is
and
always
here he
a
goes
little bit,
again. And he's
scary.
out.
However,
He's
I think
out.
also being in like
Okay, so, listen. I don't even know what to say. How you just? I mean, that's just rude. You don't have to be attracted to someone. That is just rude. You ask your little questions, and then you just jet because they answer it or because they asked you a question back. I mean, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you there? I mean, I get it. It's reality TV. But seriously, why are you there?
Is that something you want to do? Win me over?
And this is interesting
I'm gonna
because
try.
all of a sudden when he goes and talks to this one,
Okay.
AD,
Well,
he
I'm
starts to
open
get some
it.
personality.
All right,
And this
well-
is also where my opinion of her shifts a little bit, starting to do this, because in the first impression, she was really sounding like she was about herself. But then when she starts to get in there, a little bit more of the like, okay, maybe she really is there because she wants to find someone or whatever the case may be. Maybe it wasn't working for you. But bad choice with this dude. That's all I'm going to say. Bad choice with this dude. This dude. But he isn't the only one she's making a bad decision with. She's clearly going to be one of the front people in these episodes to kind of be followed because she's making bad decisions with 2 guys. And this other guy shows it pretty quickly.
This is Smooth 107.
He is full of himself.
Coming to you on a smooth line of
He
Love
thinks
is
he is,
Blind.
and
Here
he
we
almost
go.
admits
Let's
it.
go, AD.
Look,
Let's go,
look,
AD.
full of himself. He's like, yeah, I'm the
Yes.
I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, you think you are God's gift to women, and I don't know, just that right there. Now, he gets more into it, so it's not like it's just that, but just that right there, thinking you got this smooth voice, like I'm gonna do this, like I'm on R&B late night radio. You know what I'm saying? It's R&B late night with, you know, me, the coolest guy in the world. You know, let's go. Like, what are you talking about, man? You cocky as all holy hell. And so that she's got the one on the other end who is just walking out on girls, and then she's got the one on this one who's full of himself. But I will give him credit. He doesn't try to hide it. So there's that. But obviously there are some cracks in it that just would not be good.
I feel like I'm
All right,
not
so
like-
she's talking about Mathew with the girls. Now hold on.
You like that?
Red flag right there. So as soon as she's starting to talk about, now I get it. Girls can be catty, so I get it. You know, maybe you don't want to take what they say at face value. And they didn't really say anything about him, but the fact that they're like, hold on a second, you like him? I would at least thought she would have inquired a little bit more. What do you mean? So they could say, yeah, he asked a question and then just walked out. That's it. That's all. Just to kind of get, okay, maybe I need to keep an eye on this one further. Now, this girl right here, I actually, so far in the first 2 episodes, I think that she seems pretty genuine. The guy she's with seems pretty genuine. We'll see how that works out. But she has some good insight into, like, real connection, if you will. She does.
Man to call me beautiful and give me physical affirmations, but that's gonna go away
Of course, you want someone to call you beautiful. You want someone to show that they really are attracted to you. But it's the next that is very
one
insightful.
day. And I want them to
It's going to go away.
still, when I'm 90 and I'm wrinkly and I don't look the same
Yeah.
like I do now, I still want them to see the beauty that is.
They're like,
She
maybe
still wants them to see the beauty that is her when she's 90, wrinkly, old. Yes, that is what true love is. true love is not this fleeting honeymoon phase. It is not this, extreme passion in the beginning. It is true love, length of time, going the distance, and still seeing that person that you love and have loved as the beautiful person that you met all those years ago. That's what real love is. Real love is still seeing that person, even if the physical, our bodies fail. Everyone's does. But still seeing it and still being like, it's like you see past it. You don't see the physical. You just see the beautiful person that is inside, because the inside reflects on the outside. And when you truly love that person, that's what you see. It doesn't change. And of course she wants that. That's what everyone wants. Now, is this the right vessel? Maybe it'll work for her. Maybe. But I don't know. Either way, good insight for what most people want, especially women. And guys want to be loved too. That doesn't change. So it's that deeper than physical. There's no other way to describe it. Deeper than physical. Now, this is where it starts to shift, and you don't know it shifts yet, because it just seems like this guy opened up to this girl.
Tell you that, like, you make me nervous,
like he's
but comfortable at the same time.
He's actively opening up and basically saying, like, I'm really feeling you. All of a sudden, he was walking out on other girls, and all of a sudden, with AD, he feels like, I'm just feeling you. It is what it is. You make me nervous, but comfortable. It's weird. That's like some stuff you say to someone you're truly falling in love with. Like, you make me this, but you're this. You make me this, but you're this. Comparing things that don't make any sense. And so you think, oh my gosh, you must have this crazy connection. But it gets interesting with these two. So this one is Jimmy and Jessica. I believe those are their names. Now, granted, I will be getting them correct as the episodes go on. But she decided it's time for her to tell him. Now, granted, they're only in there for 10 days. Remember that. They're only in there for 10 days. But she decides it's time I tell him I have a daughter. It's time to just take that, because obviously that's a big thing. I mean, be upfront with if you have kids, It's just, you just need to be. Now, you shouldn't, if you're a person dating and you're in your 30s, it should pretty much be assumption that someone might have been married, someone might have kids, because that's just the dating pool at that age. So if you want to truly find someone that really you love and you could spend your life with, you need to open up to potentially being with someone that has kids or has been married or all of those things, because that's just what you're going to come across. And if you keep yourself closed-minded, you're not a teenager anymore. That's not how this works. So she opens up a little bit and kind of tells him where she's at.
I have a 10-year-old daughter.
Look at his face. Look at his face. He is terrified. Terrified. Oh my gosh. That is the face of a man that just found out that, I don't know, his dog got hit by a car or something. Like, my gosh. Like, what is that? So, terrified. Like, nothing.
And I'm not just going to coast over that like that.
Now, and of course, she's trying to tell it. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. And I'm not going to play that whole clip, but he's kind of like, it's not a deal breaker. I just want to know more about. He clearly is uncomfortable. Clearly. And he admits it later to someone else. He actually gets to a point where he's with one of the other girls or talking to one of the other girls who decides to tell him that she's been married, which also he's uncomfortable with. But he says, I'm not that uncomfortable with that. I found something out earlier that I was much more uncomfortable with. Like, why are you telling this other girl your business of going off with talking to someone else? There's a lot of problems in this dating pool, that's for sure.
He was my high school sweetheart.
See, this is this girl talking about. Look at his face on this.
Years, but it was just not my person.
Okay. And then, like, just the pause, and then again. Now, like I said, he says it doesn't scare him, and then goes into why it's something else. But still, he's clearly. You're talking about two things that you're probably going to run into when you're dating in your 30s: people with kids, people who have been married, and he's uncomfortable by both. Dude, what are you doing? Do you really want to find love or not? Like, just go be single then. Just go on. Don't lead anyone on. I mean, come on, man. Don't be a dick. Now, the same girl who was married and told Jimmy that she was married, and he acted like he was freaked out, tells this guy, and this is why I said my opinion starts to change on him, because she tells him she was married, and this was his reaction.
That's good. That's good. You don't have any animosity. That doesn't like faze me whatsoever.
She even said it to him like just off the cuff. Yeah, I was married, and he's like, oh, okay, and made a joke about it. And she's like, wait, I told you that, right? And he's like, I don't think so. He doesn't care, which makes me think he might actually be there for the right reasons. Now, of course, we're in episode 1. Things change very rapidly. But as of right now, that is the correct reaction for someone in their 30s. Like, okay, you're married. I mean, you know, I don't know what you would do if you didn't want to be, like, you really have a small dating pool if you're not wanting to be with anyone that has been married or has kids or anything like that when you're that age. You just are. It's just not going to work out like you think it is. Listen how he talks to him about himself.
Guy, but the suaveness, like
naturally, I'm a smooth guy.
Like a little bit of security.
Okay, so the suaveness, the chillness, the coolness is just a security blanket, you know? Like, man, this guy is full of himself. I mean, and he owns it. He'll tell you. That's the killer. He is full of his, but run for the hills, because he will cheat on you the first chance he gets. Once he gets out of there, he's going to already be messing with someone else. So, if you claiming you want something more and more like deeper and not the bad boy, why are you talking to this dude? You know what he is. He's told you up front.
Caliber because you tell me so.
Come on. I assume you have caliber because you tell me so, and a man is your... Why are you feeding the ego? Why are you doing that? You're saying you want something more, and yet here you go with the same stuff you've always done. Be better than that. Good Lord. You know, that dude doesn't deserve to be with anyone. He can go off and sleep with anyone he wants to, whatever he wants to do, anyone in a bar or whatever. But being in a real relationship, it ain't gonna last for him because he ain't ready. Until you're ready to humble yourself and be like, all right, something I did isn't working, and not be like, well, I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm kind of awesome.
Like, we never really talked
Here
about
he is telling the truth,
like,
saying the quiet part out loud.
To me.
Talking about the physical.
Like, love is blind.
This is what he's talking about.
I get it. Trust me.
Listen,
I get it.
But
I just want to have that reveal door and, like, you know, be super turned on by my wife. You know?
He's trying to get her to describe what she looks like because obviously you're on the right show, I would imagine. Good gracious. This dude just is laying his cards on the table. And she goes on to say, like, it shouldn't be like that. You know, this love is blind, all that stuff. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Run for the hills. What are you doing? If you end up with this dude, you're going to get everything you deserve because he is going to screw you over. And it's not going to feel good. And you're going to what happened? And unfortunately, AD gets the answers she doesn't want to hear. First she already knows about the other guy. But with Mathew, apparently he's been doing some of the same things.
I had a good date.
Who'd you have?
Mathew.
Oh, she had Mathew. She had Mathew too.
Asking my dad.
Talk about asking her dad.
If he can't do that, I can't leave.
And if you do that, we can't leave.
I'm fine with that.
Saying she would leave too. You know what's crazy about that part? All that stuff? He said all of those things to both of them. I believe her name was Amber. But again, I'm getting the names. I believe it was Amber. So to Amber and AD, he said all of the same things. All of them. So the whole time, at first I was like, when he kind of opened up, I was like, okay, maybe he's just uncomfortable and this is the right situation for him because some people just aren't comfortable in front of people. They're just awkward. And so you're not in front of people, you're talking behind a closed door. Maybe that's what you needed with the right person, with the right personality. No, he was playing them the whole time. Now, even with this, it kind of zoomed in on AD's book there. So I was like, maybe this girl is kind of vengeful and you know, just read the book or something. Even my wife said that. But they were just trying to just drum up, you know, ratings and kind of think, oh, what could this be? In reality, he was just saying the same thing to both girls. And now she's got to make a decision. Choose from the cocky douche or choose from the manipulative douche. Which they're probably both manipulative, but it's not an easy decision. Either way, this season is going to be insane. We will see how it all plays out. I don't think any of them are going to work. There's some that you, of course, have more hope for than others. But I don't know. Time will tell. Either way, it is a train wreck like all of them. It will continue to be a train wreck. And this one is interesting because they drop pretty much all the episodes within 2 weeks. So probably going to be doing 2 episodes a week, getting it knocked out and seeing where all this plays out and see if any of them end up together. We will see. I doubt it. I really do. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when new videos come out. Share all of those things. Once we get to 1,000 viewers, we're going to get to that live show, or 1,000 subscribers, we're going to get to that live show. So make sure you subscribe. We are almost there with halfway. So please, 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 and thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. I will see y'all next time.